Okay, so it's September 2013. Peter Joseph and Stephan Molyneux have their debate, and Stephan Molyneux says, "Well, that's a nonsense," because that's what he does. And I post a video reply explaining all the stupid things Stephan Molyneux says. And one of his stupid things is that you're not forced to participate in the system. You can just go out live in the woods or whatever. Which, of course, that's just dismissed by Peter Joseph in the debate because it's so stupid. And you just think anyone who's watching it would just dismiss this thing because it's such a stupid comment. You just go live in the woods. That's your answer to whether or not people are forced to participate in the market or not. Yet it is 2 years later, and I still have people writing to me on YouTube telling me that I'm wrong. Participation in the market is voluntary, and yes, you can go live out in the woods or whatever. It's like they're so fucking stupid that they can't get common sense. But then if you look at it, it's not that they're stupid, which maybe the capitalism apologist is stupid. It's just that they're so propagandized. They're so mind controlled by capitalism propaganda that they no longer care about reality. All that they care about is some vague abstract notion of freedom. They don't care about actual freedom. They don't care about the real world. All they care about is, yes, in abstract, you can go off into Antarctica and voluntarily do that and not participate in the system, and therefore the whole system in the real world is somehow voluntary. Like, they don't see that their little stupid abstract logic games do not apply to the real world. And not only that, they don't even check their abstract notions against real world phenomena, against history. None of that matters. All that matters is writing this nonsense. And you kind of wonder what type of what is really going on in the heads of these people. So I have just, it's just 2 years later, I still this guy write to me, and I'll just post it in the video. He says to me, "I think you're creating an unnecessary dichotomy here. Rather than it being forced to participate in the market or they go into the gut and starve, there are other options, such as I said already, homesteading, or consider a lifestyle of some Amish or Mennonite communities. Also consider that there are unclaimed islands throughout the world, and practically there are many large nations with vast swaths of land that are not controlled." Um, this is so stupid. Let's just go to a reality check. The real world. I would say his name, Z-A-Z. He doesn't even have a real name on YouTube that I can pronounce. But reality check. First of all, you can't just decide that you're going to run into the woods and not participate in the system. As first, I'm linking to an article, "Virginia homeless man arrested for underground home." This is really something that sounds like it should be out of like a Stephan Molyneux like wet dream or something. Homeless man digs a hole in the ground, makes his own home. There's proof you could just go live out in the woods. And what do? They go and arrest the fucking guy. So, and then they fill in the holes that he made in the ground and said he's damaging property. But that's just one example of countless. What about the Native Americans here in America? How is that, homesteading working out for them? How is that not participating in the system working out for them? It's not like the, capitalists never sent out armed forces and violently separated these people from their land. What about the Aboriginals in Australia? Hey, how is that homesteading working out for them? How is that non-participation in the system? What about I don't know who knows how many indigenous cultures in the world that have been basically invaded by capitalistic forces in one way or the other, whether private capitalistic forces or capitalistic forces under the guise of government, and have their lands taken away from them and been forcibly removed. How is this working out for them? I mean, seriously, it's like these capitalism deluded people will just say things without any reference to the real world. And then you get the crap, "Oh, it's because of the government." Oh, please, if there was no government and everything was just a free market, free-for-all, you don't think that corporations would just, really be able to just go hire some thugs or their private army and then really kick people off of land? It's nonsense. And, this guy just continues going off in Real La La Land, where he then says that Amish or Mennonite communities are, I guess, examples of not participating in the free market. How about this, idiot? The Amish do not participate in using certain levels of technology. They do participate in capitalism, you fucking moron. They really do. If you like spend like a couple minutes of research, you'll see that they do have businesses in which they exchange monetarily with people outside the Amish community. Also, the Amish didn't just 10 years ago just say, hey, we don't want to participate in capitalism, we're going to run off to Pennsylvania and just claim some land. No, these are communities that have been there for a very long time, so they already own the land. If you don't have some money to purchase land or already own it, you can't just go out to Pennsylvania and put a stick in the ground and say, I claim this and now I will not participate in the market system. That's beyond stupid. I mean, what is the point here? Also consider that there are unclaimed islands throughout the world. So are you saying that's how you solve the homelessness problem? So, I live in New York City. How about this? The next time I see a homeless person begging on the subway, I say to them, what are you doing this? Go to an unclaimed island. You can live in your own paradise. Why don't I just say that? And in your magical world, they should just be like, hey, yeah, that's a really good idea. And then they just get up and go. Do I need to list the real world reasons why that won't happen? Because you stupid capitalism apologists, again, you only care about creating some abstract delusion in order to convince yourself that you have this abstract notion of freedom. Whereas people who actually challenge capitalism, and I don't care what you label them, whether you call them whether go find the flag of anarchism or socialism or resource-based economy or whatever. I think a commonality that you'll find among people who challenge the capitalistic system is that they care about freedom in real-world applications. They care about creating a functional system where people truly are free from oppressive structures, whereas the capitalism apologist cares about abstract freedom, but fuck the real world. As long as you abstractly are free to go out into the gutter and starve, they're happy because you have your freedom. And if you start thinking about this word freedom, it's like terrorism or democracy. It's a word that just shouldn't be used because it's totally meaningless. And you end up, whether people use it or not, it's this thought process of freedom and being told by capitalism you're going to have freedom that leads to this nonsense thinking. What else did he say? These, of course, are not the only options, but the point remains that there is not a black and white dichotomy that you've portrayed. And unfortunately, there is. If you want to function in the modern world, you are forced to participate in the market, or at least get stuff from people who are participating in the market. There is only one Earth, by the way, which you may or may not have noticed. Maybe you think that there are multiple planets and that capitalism can take all the resources from one Earth and that people who want an alternative economy can just go to Earth number 2 or 3 and just do whatever the fuck that they want. So how do you have people just voluntarily choose not to participate in the market if the means of production are owned by the capitalistic class, if the land is owned by the capitalistic class, the resources are owned by the capitalistic class, and then, oh yeah, if you don't want to participate, go to Antarctica, yes, where you can be abstractly free. Why don't you just tell people, go to Mars, live on Mars, you can be abstractly free in Mars. You see, capitalism works. At what level do the layers of stupid here, when it comes to capitalism apology, finally hit people in the head that their fucking system is full of bullshit? They're like robots about freedom, freedom, freedom. They just don't shut the fuck up about freedom. Do you really care at all that the system forces you to wake up in the morning and participate in complete bullshit? For how many hours do these people work a day? 8, 9 hours, 10 hours if they're like normal people? Maybe they're not normal people. I don't know. Maybe there's some idiot who works 1 hour a week and he lives off of magical money or something. I mean, do you not care that the system is forcing you to participate in this bullshit? That you so much want to defend it that you're gonna go on YouTube and write nonsense? Okay, don't think I have anything else to say except to continue ranting off about how stupid capitalism apologists are. I have had some people write to me about why I haven't been making videos that much this year, and simply put, I've been busy in more professional life as a naturopathic doctor and being more busy seeing people. I would like to make more videos, so hopefully I'll be able to do that in 2016 after I restructure certain things in terms of my time management now that I'm busier seeing people. I am working on a very special video right now, however, for those particularly patriotic Americans who believe that this is the land of the chosen people and God blesses them. So that video, which will be, let's say, of higher production and have some very special things in it, that should hopefully be up in 1 or 2 weeks. Until then, bye.